We're going to do MLB Cover the Bases. If you can't tell, that's a play on the DK Sportsbook. We're going to jump on in here, see if we can get your favorite bets for tonight on the MLB slate. Nick, we will start with you, my friend. First base, run line or money line?
I'm going to go run line, and I'm going to go with the Astros going up against the Twins tonight. I know in the earlier segment, not Kenny, why do I keep doing this? Garion was talking about Griffin Jacks and how
dare
the
you?
Astros, yeah, I know it's terrible. But anyways, with the I'm all frazzled. The Astros have done really well against right-handed pitching all season. They've done really well of late against them too, so they're staying on brand. Griffin Jacks is a guy to target in general, I think. And there's whether you're looking from DFS purposes or from sportsbook purposes, I think this is a game to look into. And Minnesota has not hit left-handed pitching well of late this season, and on this season they have a good ISO against left-handed pitching, but their OPS and WOBA leaves quite a bit to be desired. And also, one last note, the Astros have won by 2 or more runs in 5 of Framber Valdez's last 6 starts, 8 of his 12 2021 starts.
Stan, run line or money line?
I'm gonna go money line. I like Atlanta minus 120. It was 115 last night. Kyle Buller, I don't even know how to pronounce his name. He's a lefty. He only has 29 innings of major league experience, but ton of swing and miss to his game. Swinging strike rate is 13.8%. He's also done a really good job at keeping the ball in the ballpark. He is one bugaboo is that he does give up some walks. So there's some risk there, but St. Louis, they are 22nd in ISO against left-handed pitching, so the matchup isn't really a daunting one. On offense, Atlanta, they're second in ISO against left-handed pitching. Now, there's no Ronald Acuna in the lineup, but, they're still a potent lineup. Wade LeBlanc's a lefty. He's definitely gettable. FIP is 4.99. K per 9 is 5.93. So I like both sides of the ball for Atlanta here.
Whether it's Bowler or Bueller, we know this guy is Bruno. Paul, what do you think? Run line or money line?
Look, the evening slate is filled with a number of one-sided games on the money line, so you're going to go out on a limb to try and make a big money here. So I'm going to be reluctant to go this route unless I can really feel good about making a case. Here's my attempt. I'm going to stay close to home in the game down the street here. Toronto is favored to beat Cleveland at minus 190, but I'm on the Indians mainly because of the starting pitching matchup tonight. Tristan McKenzie's allowed only 32 hits and struck out 50 batters in his last 44 and 2/3 innings pitched, limiting opponents to a paltry 195 batting average. Meanwhile, Ross Stripling has had a hard time keeping the ball in the yard, quite frankly. 11 homers and only 48 innings pitched of late. I think the Indians are quite capable of flipping last night's high-scoring script and out-slugging the home side to pay off at plus 160 here.
Tell you, I look at Paul in that background. Just feels like a much more sophisticated version of what I have going on behind me. I hope I age well, my friend. Paul, we'll go right back to you here. Second base, and what we're looking for is game total. What do you got?
Again, there's no value on game totals straight up on the over/under unless you look at the alternate run lines tonight. So I'm as implied in my first answer, I expect a high run total in Toronto, so I go to the over 10.5 run bet for the game total on alternate run line for the payoff at 135. I also see value in taking the Astros and Twins with their potent offenses combining for a high-scoring game there with the take at plus 10.5 and a similar bet to pay off at plus 130. In fact, I think the Astros could go over that mostly by themselves against Twins starter Griffin Jacks. He's been tuned up with allowing 7 homers and a 6.41 ERA in his 7 starts, where he's only pitched a total of 26.2 innings. I think the ball is going to fly out there.
Nick, I'm going to put your feet to the Friar, my friend. What do you have here?
Well, I'm actually going to go with a team game run total instead of going with an overall game run total. I'm going to go with the Reds scoring over 5.5 runs against Pittsburgh tonight. They're going up against Will Crowe, not Russell Crowe. I almost made that mistake earlier. But they just tagged Kenta Maeda for 5 runs over 5 innings in a 7-5 win. And I know Crowe had a pretty good July, but he was not as good, nearly as good as Kenta Maeda was last month. And then when he's a guy that gets tagged on pitches in the zone too. So anytime I'm getting a guy like that out and in someone who doesn't get hitters to chase pitches out of the zone, I'm going to go and try and target him with an offense. And then when you're looking at the Reds too, they have the best OPS against right-handed pitching over the last couple of weeks, 4th in ISO during that span. And then they have the 3rd best WOBA against right-handed pitching this season. And then the 4th best OPS against right-handed pitching this season. And then the Pirates bullpen is not good too. So that helps in all this.
Crow's gladiator either way. Don't worry about it. All right, Stan, wrap up this particular question anyway. What do you got? Second base game total.
Oh, sorry about that. Go Cleveland, Toronto. It's over 9.5. It was 10 last night. It's at plus 100. I'm with Paul here. I think there's going to be a lot of offense in this game. Ross Stripling, as he alluded to, gives up the home runs. He's allowed 2.2 home runs per 9 innings. FIP is 5.05. He did say, McKenzie has been good. He's limited batting averages. He has a lot of swing and miss to his game, but he also walks a lot of guys, and he also serves at 1.99 home runs per nine. So I think he's definitely gettable. The game is in Dunedin, Florida, so that ballpark, it's massive for offense. In terms of park factors, they're first in runs scored and third in home runs. So I like a lot of offense in this game.
Stan, we'll stay with you as we make the turn for third. We need a pitcher prop here. Who do you have?
Yeah, this was tough because as the guys alluded in the first segment, a lot of favorites on this slate, but really a lot of mediocre pitchers. I know they went with Sonny Gray earlier. I'm gonna go Alex Wood though, over 5.5 strikeouts. It's minus 125, so that's not great. But Arizona, they are only 25th in strikeouts against left-handed pitching. But in his last game he had 3 strikeouts against Houston, but prior to that, in 5 games, he had 8, 7, 6, 8 strikeouts. And one of those games was against the Diamondbacks. So, he has a swinging strike rate of 12.5%. K per 9 is 9.58. So I like the over 5.5.
Nick, what's your pitcher prop?
Normally, I usually go with a hits allowed prop if I'm trying to fade a pitcher. And Dallas Keuchel is a guy that I will do that with. His under on his K prop is enticing tonight, but I'm ultimately going to go with the over on his home runs allowed. He's given up 3 home runs in his last 2 outings. And then the Royals have been doing very well against left-handed pitching over the last couple of weeks. In 5 of the last 7 left-handed starters to face the Royals have given up at least 1 home run. Keuchel specifically, he's given up 11 over his last 32 and 1/3 innings. And like I said, 3 of his last 2 starts, and I think it's each of his last 6 he's given up a home run. So Keuchel giving up a home run to the Royals tonight is my pick for a pitcher's prop.
Ball pitcher prop. I feel like I should ask what's going on with the Blue Jays.
I think they got a 6-man rotation. I'll get to that in a second. But listen, I'm with the guys. I think we're all in sync on today's slate. I'm going to take the under on a 3.5 strikeouts for Keuchel in this matchup. He's a name recognition guy, but if you look at his overall record this season, he's gone on the underside of that bet most of the year. It'll pay only a little bit, plus 105, but it's a win. And speaking of the Jays matchup, I'll take Stripling to strike out more than 5.5 Indians and pay off a plus 120 against the free swinging Cleveland club. Based on his recent record, look at overall 46 strikeouts in his last 48 and a third innings pitched. The Jays are giving their experienced pitchers a chance to go deeper in games, and they have more faith in the starting rotation than a revamped relief corps. Maybe that'll take flight soon with the quality they've added there. But they've got 6 capable starters, and that gives them the flexibility to let the starters go deeper.
We've done first, second, and third. Let's go home, guys. We need a hitter prop, and Paul, let's spin it right back to you.
Look at Seattle's Tyler Anderson, a lefty, wades into Yankee Stadium against those right-handed power bats tonight, bringing along his penchant for surrendering the long ball. 17 dingers allowed in 108 innings pitched. That looks like an opportunity for Judge at plus 215, Stanton at plus 250, and Gary Sanchez, all power hitting righties to go deep tonight. Take your pick. I think each of them has a great chance to do it. I also like Sal Perez to continue his hot power hitting display that he's had a really nice run of late against Dallas Keuchel. In the same game, I like Jose Abreu. I've talked about this guy. He's one of my favorites in DFS, actually. Whenever he gets a matchup against lefties, he's an automatic for me, and that happens tonight against Daniel Lynch, who's given up 7 homers in only 22 innings pitched. I think I would do better than that. But they pay at plus 230 and plus 300 respectively.
I'd pay to see you out there trying. That'd be fun.
I've done it before.
There you go. Stan, what do you say? Hit a prop.
Yeah, I'm going to stay in this Cleveland-Toronto game. Basically, any of the power righties against Tristan McKenzie. Against righties, he's allowed 2.76 home runs per 9. As I said earlier, he does have a lot of control issues, and the ballpark is a great one. Vlad's only at plus 180, but you got Teoscar and Bichette at plus 300, Semien at plus 270, Springer at 200. So, yeah, give me any of the righties against McKenzie tonight.
Nick, you got the first word. Now you get the last. What about a hitter prop?
I'm going to go with Jesse Winker getting over 1.5 total bases tonight. I already talked about Will Crow before and how he gets tagged on pitches in the zone. And if I got a righty going up against Jesse Winker, I'm always going to be interested in the action on him for that given night. And of course, the Pirates bullpen is not good. Winker is among the 29 hitters with an OPS over 999 against right-handed pitchers since the All-Star break. He had a pair of doubles in his first 2 games of the month. I know he went 0 for last night, but still a strong start to this month. And against the Pirates this season, he has 13 total bases and 13 plate appearances on 7 hits. So doubles are very much in play for this guy against the Pirates and then of late as well.